Hey, I'm Mark Barnes, and I'm from Hack Learning. You probably know me from there at Mark Barnes 19. And thanks for joining this live Periscope. And if you're watching the recorded session at hashtag Hack Learning or on Periscope, thanks for joining. Please share it out and tell people to join because got a really cool topic today. We'll keep this short as always. That's sort of the model of Hack Learning. If you're familiar, thanks for the hearts. I appreciate you being here and for the support. So today, maybe the topic caught your eye. Talking about bias. And man, we're in a time right now where there's so much around bias and what's going on in the world. And as educators, parents, anyone dealing with kids, we have to face bias and thanks. I think it's a great topic and an important one. We have to face bias and we have to deal with it head on with kids. We can't hide from it. Well, my friend Jim Sturdivant, who is a longtime teacher, 32 years, and just wrote a hack learning book, Hacking Engagement. And one of his tips, 50 tips and tools for engaging kids, one of them is about bias. I love this because he's all about bonding. So that's at James Sturdivant. If you follow him on Twitter, you should. And he'll be doing a hack learning chat tomorrow too, so he might cover this there as well. But he talks about bias. He talks about a time in class. I wanted to show you this. This is his book. Okay, and this is where I get this hack. This is really a great one. I was reading this and I thought, man, I really got to share this because it's so amazing. I'm going to take these glasses off because with my vision, it's hard for me to see the questions. Sturdivant, Sturdevant, Jim or James on Twitter, James Sturdivant. So you can find his book at hackingengagement.com. But I want to talk about bias because he tells a story in here that's really amazing about how when a long time ago, and he's been teaching 32 years, congrats for that, and anyone who's taught that long. Give some hearts if you're teaching for 25 or more years, it's incredible. Or even dealing with kids, parenting that long. So Jim talks about bias. He says that he had a kid come to him years ago and say that she was a little frustrated by some things he said in class because she didn't agree and she thought they showed bias, and that caught him off guard. I love that he writes that in this book. I think that's just amazing that he does that. He's a very honest guy. So what Jim did is he created something, and this is what he does in hacking engagement. These amazing hacks that are quick, that you can just apply it right away. He created something called the Teacher Disposition Assessment, TDA, and I think I might have put that in the title, TDA. How cool is that? Teacher Disposition Assessment. Now what this is, so simple. You could do this, you could put a question up. Hey, thanks for joining. Share it out, please. Bring some friends. You could do a teacher disposition assessment with one question on a whiteboard. You could tell kids to jot it down. You could put it on a sheet and hand it out. Or you could use a tool like SurveyMonkey, one that Sturdivant talks about a ton in hacking engagement. Great tool. And what he does is he puts statements that show bias, and he asks his kids to comment on how they think he thinks. Imagine that. Get your kids to comment on what they think you think. What would that do? It might demonstrate your bias. Thanks for the hearts. I think it's important. So imagine if we got kids and if they did it anonymously. That's what's great about SurveyMonkey. You can get feedback immediately. You can do it in a Twitter poll. Quick feedback. So what he did was this. He teaches world civilization, and I'm reading from Jim's book. So I want to share this with you real quick. He says he teaches world civilization, and here is a teacher disposition assessment he used. He made this statement: Muslims should be restricted from entering the United States. That's his statement, like a test question or a statement. Then he gives choices. Thanks for joining. A, B, C, D, and E, and he says, here's what he's asking kids to reply to that statement about Muslims being restricted from entering the United States. They say, A, Mr. Sturdivant strongly agrees. B, Mr. Sturdivant somewhat agrees. C, Mr. Sturdivant somewhat disagrees. D, strongly disagrees, or E, Mr. Sturdivant's opinion on this issue are unclear. Think of the power of this for bias, your bias, because we all have it. We all have some sort of bias. And it doesn't have to be about this topic. It could be about anything. It could be about sports. It could be about a dress code in school. It could be anything in the world. Gas prices and how they are where they are. But what Jim does is he says, let's find out how our kids view our biases. That is so powerful. Homework, what a great one. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Chancey's class, love it. Great to see you here. And yeah, homework. I mean, imagine we've got opinions on that. We certainly have them at Hack Learning because hacking homework's coming soon. But our kids have them too. And we probably have biases. So put out a teacher disposition assessment. Here's a great hack. You could try this on Monday. Go back to school. You could try it. If you're a parent, you could try it with your kids. Boy, wouldn't that be cool? If you tried to get that to them to help you discover your own biases. So you do a question and you give choices like that. And you say, the teacher, your name, agrees, disagrees, strongly agrees, or whatever, and then you look at those results, and that helps you take the pulse of your audience. I think that is one of the coolest quick hacks ever from Hacking Engagement, 50 tips and tools to engage teachers and learners daily. I love that one, and there's so many more from the great Jim Sturdivant. That's at James Sturdivant on Twitter. And Jim's going to moderate the live Hack Learning chat tomorrow. That's Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, hashtag Hack Learning. Check that out. He's also, because this is the official launch of his book this weekend, Hack Learning Book 7, he's going to do a live Facebook session. Love the live streaming like this, like Periscope. So cool. He's going to go on Facebook, and that is on Facebook at Hack Learning. So just search Hack Learning if you're not already a friend. Just like it. You'll see when he comes up at 10 a.m. Eastern. Jim's going to go on. He's going to talk about these hacks. Thanks for the hearts, and he'll love them. Give him some love tomorrow. He's going to give you a chance to interact with him. Ask him questions about the hacks. Ask him about the TDA, teacher disposition assessment that I just talked about. Anything else, there's so many there. And hey, if you want to see, if you just want to look inside, go to hackingengagement.com. Thanks, Josh Cav. Is that Cav as in Cavaliers? Because I'm from Cleveland. Love the Cavaliers. And now the Indians, by the way. It's all success here in Cleveland at hashtag CLE. So tomorrow, yes, same here. Tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, hashtag Hack Learning. Join us live. Check out the Hack Learning Facebook page and see James Sturdivant talk about engagement. It's so good. There's so many great things there. Check out hackingengagement.com. You can grab a copy of the book in paperback or Kindle if you like. And thanks for checking us out here. Share it out. Give us some love. We'll be here weekly sharing hacks, and I'd like for you to tweet about them, put them on Facebook. What do you think? What do you want more of? What do you want less of? What bias do you think I have? Let me know. And thanks so much for joining this broadcast all about hack learning and making us better at teaching and learning. Have a marvelous weekend.